Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a very high level best of 3 between in the bottom right, spawning as our blue Terran player, playing for Team Liquid. It is Clem, the French Terran player, recently, spoiler alert, getting a second place finish at the Home Story Cup. And in the top left, the man that plays every single online cup, whether it's on the American server, on the Korean server, on the Taiwanese server, the Singaporean server, he doesn't give a crap. It's of course Dark. The man, the myth, the legend, grinding before he goes into the military, where he will not be capable of playing online cups anymore. So I don't think you're actually allowed to make any money while you're in the military. I don't actually know how that works if you have a company. Like, do you have to shut down your company while you go to the military? That seems absolutely wild. Because they're staying there the entire time at the barracks. Maybe you could hand it over to like a family member or something. Not sure how that would work. I know some very famous people get exemptions. If I recall correctly, I think the guys from BTS ended up getting an exemption. BTS is, for the people above 50 that are watching, is a boy band from Korea. A little bit like Westlife or NSYNC. Do you pronounce the NSYNC? I don't know. It was before my time. I do recall Westlife when I was very young. It's like 5 or 6 Justin Biebers, basically, and they're Korean. It's a boy band for the actual, the proper boomers that are watching me. Now we gotta, every now and again, gotta explain some things to these people, and that's completely fine. I sometimes check my YouTube statistics. It always surprises me. Like, I think there's more 65-year-olds watching than there are 18-year-olds or people below 18. You have a very interesting demographic that my StarCraft videos reach. Love to see it though. So yeah, every now and again, you know, some of these new things like smartphones and you know, boy bands, you gotta explain it to them. When they were young and their music was like Elvis Presley, Bob Dylan, you know, these are true legends. It's a little bit different these days. All right, oh, there's actually a 3-Rex Reaper here coming out of Clem. Sorry, I wasn't really paying attention to the build. One of those builds that Clem throws in there every couple of weeks. I feel like he plays it once. Actually, that's not true. What Clem does, he'll have a period of playing 3-Rex Reaper, and he'll play it until he loses, and then he's like, okay, this build sucks again. Just almost hit himself there with a grenade. It's also kind of difficult to play this, by the way, on the NA server usually. I think it's considered hard, the micro Reapers in general. Clem here does it with probably about 140 ping. It's getting good damage though, isn't he? Target fire by Dark is good enough to take one Reaper out. Overall resources lost though, heavily in favor of Clem so far. Well, yeah, double. I mean, it's heavily in favor. It's not a whole lot of resources, but still. Metabolic Boost is finishing up in 3 seconds from now, but those Reapers are getting so much damage done. It's kind of wild. Queen here, just barely not gonna get sniped. Now gets the snipe on the Queen. One more grenade goes down as Clem here is trying to escape. It's not quite happening yet. Gets out with 3 Reapers. Honestly, not bad. I think there are some wild locations here as well where Clem could escape to. Forgets to micro his units though and is going to end up losing, well, the 3 that should have been capable of escaping here. That's kind of sloppy, because if those 3 stay alive, then he would have 6 out right now. Maybe he could play around this general area a little bit longer. I mean, he can do it with 1 Reaper. He definitely could have done it with 3. And it just would have been a much more comfortable situation here for the French Terran player. And right now, it definitely is in a very comfortable situation. As he's got to be capable of getting the tech labs and reactors all on the inside. Third base also hasn't been taken out. Important to note. So, as a 3-Rex Reaper player, there's really 2 choices you can make. Either you're going for damage, or you're going for a kill on the 3rd base. And here Clem said, hey, your 3rd base, I don't give a crap about that. I'm going to kill some Lings, I'm going to kill some Queens. I want good, efficient trades. And let's take a look at the resources lost. This isn't what good, efficient trades look like. At least not if you're the blue player here, because he has more resources lost while playing a way more aggressive build. So Dark right now in a commanding lead, and in my mind an almost impossible to lose game over here for our Korean Zerg player. Who, yeah, I mean, is known for making big comebacks. He's not known for throwing games that he's very far ahead in. And it's different people that are known for that. Definitely not Dark. He's gonna most likely play a Ling Bane style, at least with the amount of Lings that he's creating. Could just go for like a Ling Flood or something, actually. Now that I'm watching this, this feels kind of Ling Floody, doesn't it? He's gonna swap the starport here with the factory after creating 4 cars. This would have been so sick to have 4 cars and still like 7, 8 Reapers or so. It could have been so good, but instead Clem here. Just in a weak spot, at least for now. This, by the way, was played in the ESL Open America. It was played last Monday, when this video goes live. The previous Monday Cup. Cup number 204. Hits himself more than anything. Cars are getting a decent angle with some of those flames, but it ain't quite brilliant. Yeah, that was a sweet location, but found it a bit too late, I think. That was a sick shot. 8 kills on the alien before it ends up dying. That's real nice. 1-1 here also on the way as the lair now starts. We're gonna have double upgrades coming down. Close this hatch over here. Double mines, you love to see it, huh? Yeah, I love to see it, son. Absolutely love to see it. Another hatch in the main base. And overall the situation looks garbage for Clem. Let's talk facts here. And it looks god-awful. He's going up to 5 barracks, getting 2 eBays, but he's down in legitimately everything. Bases, workers, upgrades, even in army, but soon he'll be behind as well. I can feel it. So yeah, this is looking pretty dire here for Mr. Clement. Our superstar French Terran. Stones for having very good TVZ, of course. Dark has had his number in the past. Felt like those days were behind us, but apparently not. Double mine here to deal with any potential run-bys. And knowing Dark, there's definitely going to be some run-bys. Not just potential ones. Dark style often relies heavily on just counter-attacking with 50 to 150 links. Just picks a random number. He's gonna go in here, and this is not a full wall, so these links can still easily escape. Who's gonna go for these Marines? I think that might be a mistake. 1-1 not quite done. Ooh, that was a gnarly trade here for Clem. Very nice indeed. This was like, if 1-1 is finished there, I think that's a different fight, but 1-1 wasn't finished there. So then it's this fight, and that wasn't a great fight. Still, Dark up in workers, down in supply all of a sudden though. Clem moving across the map, combat shield getting closer and closer to completion. This mine is going to connect with 4 of them links. Armory halfway done as well. That's going to make these mines invisible if they shoot, as these links are going to get taken out. By the way, if you're Dark here and you still see no little red spike coming out of the mine, that's got to feel pretty freaking good right now, because you're already researching 2-2. You're probably thinking of getting an infestation pit, 12 more drones on the way as well. So once to seriously start saturating, his creep spread is god-awful, by the way. Absolutely no pressure for quite a while here out of Clem. And creep spread hasn't advanced one bit. There's only 4 queens total. What in the ever-living crap has happened to them queens, huh? I mean, this almost feels silly here coming out of Dark. Just playing practically queenless right now. Hey, 4 queens. It's just for the injects here. Really just for the inject. Gonna get a surround on this army. Clem with a slow pickup. As in, none of the Marines went into the medevac. It's not just a slow pickup, that's a no pickup. Not great if you're a Marine. Or a loving family member. A little bit painful. Try explaining that to the family then. 5 drone fight, as well as this medevac. 5th base does go down though. Clem, I want to say that he's taking a lead, but he's still kind of behind, isn't he? 77 to 61 workers, a relatively crap army. This is the pure Marines infrastructure, garbage as well, still down in upgrades by a significant number. So yeah, this, like, killing the 5th and denying creep is nice, but it's gonna need a little bit more. And this 2-2 timing that's gonna come in over here, which in my mind Dark almost always executes, is going to be real difficult to hold. Needs to deal initially though with this, with these Marines. If he can't push these Marines back, he can't really easily move across the map. Snipes the Overseer, loses a medevac in the process. That was a decision, but we can debate whether that was the right decision. I don't think it was. Double drop now heading towards the left. 4th base perhaps in trouble. And when I say perhaps in trouble, definitely in trouble. Unless Clem is forced into going back home. This 3rd base, however, is also in trouble. 2-2 upgrades for the Zerg against 1-1. Clem up in supply. That is something. That is something quite big. There's not enough mines here at the front. There are 3 in total. Oh, that's a good trigger there. That's a good couple of triggers. At the same time, Marines now moving in, trying to take out as many drones as they can, all at the same time. Command center here is being lifted as mines in the back are covering the SCV retreat. It's going to be 3 base versus 3 base. Well, actually, yeah, 3 base versus 4 base, actually. There's still a drop here on the top side as well that could potentially take out that bad boy. There's nothing defensively here. Clem taking a huge lead right now in this game. Up 20 supply, about to even up the upgrades. There's no infestation bit. Hydra then being targeted down. It will fall as we get the pickup here on the medevacs. Clem right now in a banging spot. And this game was so bad for him. It was insane how awful it was. But due to the low queen count, it feels like there was no creep, there was no solid defense here. And now it's Clem's turn to have a blast. I don't really see a path to victory at all for Dark. Like, he has crappy eco, he has crappy tech, he's not ahead in upgrades anymore. Everything that he was ahead in, he has lost over the past 2 minutes. The richest man in the world, but he has no love. Except he also isn't the richest one anymore, but still has no love. Aye. 3-3 here on the way. Vehicle plating as well. This is terrible stuff. Hey, legit, just awful. So I guess Dark also capable of throwing games, because this was a pretty major throw. The average baseball player is going to be pretty jealous how far this one went. Gonna be rewatching that VOD in halftime speed. Look at the technique that Dark uses to throw. Because holy crap. Clem, by the way, still on garbage production. Just now adding barracks 6, 7, and 8. Macro has been good behind all of this. He's getting a 5th base as well. I feel like he's giving Dark a lot of time. But at the same time, there's no creep. So it's not like Dark is really using this time to do something with it. This is a miss rally as we have a... Oh, it is a massive link count here. That's actually kind of big. Dark is still maxed. Upgrades are still even. This base is going to be forced to lift, but mines at home should be capable of dealing with this. Couple of mines, good flank with these links. Ooh, that's a bad little split there out of Clem, having been forced towards the left there. I think he can target down those banes if he wants to. Maybe he doesn't want to, or maybe he can't. It's one of the two there, because this fight went much, much worse than I think it should have. Much, much worse. 7 drones do end up falling, so overall, eco-wise, an okay trade. We still have this drop in the main base as well going ham. Sees the lack of a hive here. And if you're... Ooh, this base almost died. If you're Clem in this case, really all you need to do is figure out a way to not die. He's building Marines from his back. He's moving out across the map, though. That is a bit of a blunder in my mind. He scouts the lack of a hive while researching 3-3. He's 15 seconds away from 3-3. Now these mines are being activated. There are a lot of medevacs in the air. Not that many Marines on the left. Banelings moving in. Clem needs to micro away. Mine, can it connect? Yes, that's a huge connection. 11, 12 SCVs going down, though, all at the same time. As Clem moves across the map with this little drop. Well, there's actually significant units here. A lot of Marines. Dark is just moving in towards the main base. Should not be capable of getting serious kills here. Defensively, is Dark well set up to deal with this? He's losing a lot of Overlords. It's going to be massively supply block. Clem, is he paying attention? Yes, he is. Targets down 2 banes before picking up. And blast back home here with these medevacs. The problem being, though, that a lot of the supply is in medevacs right now. It is not in units. There are 27 Marines. He needs to find a way to get rid of those banes, but right now, he's not finding that way. Dark is in the main base. 3-3 finishes up. There is a base over here, as we see a bunch of barracks starting right now. 51 workers to 43. Clem had everything. This is a Dark throw into a Clem throw, is what it feels like. Burrow perhaps could save some of these banes, maybe through the bushes. Not quite happening yet. Here comes the bane flank. 22 more banelings are in production. As we get a massive Burrow here. Ooh, Clem almost walks into that. 2 more banes in this location. Can Dark's Burrow banes do it over here? Orbital gets taken out. There is an orbital over here. Could scan maybe? Yes. Realize what was kicking up, but he doesn't have that many scans available because there's only a single orbital command. That means that every Burrow here is going to be an issue. Clem knows that this base is now gone, though. It needs to piss off. I mean, there could be baneling burrows everywhere right now. He has legitimately no clue as to what is kicking off. Planetaries all around too. But the income for Dark is still fairly decent at 2,400 minerals a minute. Armory has disappeared right now. This is a good position for Clem with the 3-3 unit. Gets a good couple of kills on the Banes. Gets more kills on the Banes. Clem here with the comeback, perhaps. Dark is down every single Bane. Still in it. These are 90 Marines with 3-3. Those are superior numbers. They really are. And the count right now of army is equal. Every Marine has a personal medevac. I mean, if Clem is too afraid to move out, though, that is an issue. That is a huge issue. He's too scared to move. Takes out 2 of these Overseers. Dark is anticipating this drop. The problem is that Clem is nowhere close near his opponent's mining. Like, if this was 18 or 1900 to 2200, I'd say, okay, Clem, this is a good Clem. Clem just needs to win. Clem isn't aware of that yet. He doesn't know that he has a 10-second timing here. Now, a minus 20-second timing, if anything. Not even a 10-second timing. Infestation Pit now on the way. Could be for 2 things. Could be for Infestors, which I'd love. Or could be for Hive, which I'd like. And if there's something you like and there's something you love, you should go for the thing that you love. And that's going to be the Infestors. I hope. Because it's just a pure Marine army. Infestors would be huge. Yeah, there we go. I love it. Absolutely do. What an absolutely crazy game, though. Mental. Legitimately mental. Very well done so far by both of these players. Just taking back those games. Of course, some minor throwing going on as well. Some bad decisions. But it's so easy to make a bad decision against a player that plays as fast as these guys do. Double drop heading towards the top side. There's still a medevac with 8 Marines in the in the dead space between the main and the 5th. Funnily enough, this kind of leaves these Hydras over here. Yeah, this is a good move. I was going to say Clem wants to force units into the main. He wants these Hydras to leave. We have a bunch of these Marines, or sorry, these Lynx now moving forward. Income actually getting closer and closer. Double drop here could deal serious damage. There's nothing in position to really deal with it. No, not the Banes. 2 burrowed Banes up here. Could be serious. Medevac's completely out of position. Not quite sure what they're doing. Will take out this base. That's important. Lynx will get taken out as well. Hydras will get sniped. We're really far away still. Loses that one medevac. No boost available. 77 army supply to 59. Income getting closer and closer. Marines here stuck in a little corner. Loads of medevac still around. Wouldn't mind a little bit of healing. Don't forget, it is 2-2 versus 3-3. Loads of little baneling mines, though, just spread around the map. And all it requires for Dark to win a game, all the Dark needs is just a single one of these Banes to connect. Or, well, a set of Banes to connect here. That's all he really needs. I'd love to see an armory. I'd love to see more mines in production. But at the same time, I know this might just not be realistic money-wise. Lurker Den on the way. I like it. 4 more Infestors. I'm in love with it. Hive, that's cool. I think it's good. This is a good timing for a Hive, actually. Stark is now setting up defensively. We have these 7 Marines unloading. No. Going in towards the main. No. Going towards... No. Yes. 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 The main he goes. There's a couple of Lynx as well as 2 Queens there, so that ain't going to work. Banelings... not quite gonna get the connections here so far. Oh, this is gonna be close. This is actually gonna be close. Barely missing it, though. These 2 still have some potential. Serious potential, may I add. Uh-oh, there we go. Poof! That is an issue. That is a massive issue here. These mines do not get the connections quite yet either. 4 Banelings moving in towards the 3rd base, or what once was the 3rd base, taking out 10 SCVs at once. Oh, yeah, not having... I almost say that getting a Raven here is worth it just to deal with the burrow units. You just don't have the orbitals to scan the entire time. There's a single orbital. That's not going to be enough. You know there's Infestors burrowed. You know there are Banelings burrowed. You know life sucks. And soon there's going to be Lurkers. And then life is over. Clem sees 1 Lurker morphing and should know right now, hey, it's now or never. And I'm afraid it's going to be never over here. There's Banelings still burrowed. Look at these Infestors. This is such a nice... just a baity setup here. Coming out of Dark. Lovely to see. Really lovely to see. I'm a huge fan of this. Good lord. Good lord, good lord. Medevac here being taken out. As Marines hit the 9 o'clock. At the same time, Marines hit the... Well, they can't hit this. They can't... Clem, you can't hit this. These guys can't hit that. These boys do take out the 9 o'clock, but... Actually, Clem is out-mining his opponent for the first time in a while. We have 3 Marauders on the way, as well as a Liberator. Another Command Center, too. Difficult for Dark to take a 6th. Impossible for Clem to win a fight. Wonder what's going to be more important. This is a good fight, by the way. There's not actually enough units here. I think Clem can be a bit more aggressive. Clem believes that his mining is good enough to make up for the fact that he's fighting against burrowed units everywhere. I'm not sure if I agree necessarily with that, as we now have an 8 marine drop heading out. The rest of the marines just go back home. Fungal boys moving in. They're keen. They're definitely very keen here. Love to see it. 4 lurkers. It's going to bring the total up to what? 8, 9, 10, 12, 8. 8 lurkers. 8 lurkers, 8 marauders, 2 lips. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard if Dark ever decides to do anything aggressive again in this game. This has been a brilliant little game, by the way. Very entertaining, with both players just trading punches the entire time. Lovely to see. Double lips heading towards the top side. Don't think these 2 lips are going to be good enough, though, just by themselves. Yeah, a couple more banelings coming in. Fungals hitting the bio. Liberators now siege up, but I don't quite think that's going to be enough. 147 supply to 196. There's so many fungal boys available. 2 more lips showing up. It's going to bring the total up to 4. Perhaps a good siege position here. Denying mining. At the same time, Clem coming in with a rotation towards the middle. We have a kind of a minor base trade situation, except lurkers kind of stop that as well. So it really is a minor base trade, or it's a single player base trade here. Dark is the only one that's trading a base. Or well, he's taking a base for free. It's not really a trade. He's stealing a base here. Like freaking baseball. Unbelievable. Clem does not quite manage to catch this. Very frustrating. He's going to try and counter with these units. No lurker here in the middle. Perhaps a possibility. Marines are going to be joining up here. So another army moves towards this side. Clem has a pretty sizable army here. Wins this little skirmish. At the same time pushes in this general area. Do we have a scan? Yes, there's one. That's it. I don't think that's quite going to be enough, is it? I don't think that's quite going to be enough. Sport helping out massively as well here. Mine's going to connect with one of them Vipers. Parasitic Bomb as well, but that's going to be a GG gets called as Dark wins game number 1 here in this best of 3. Alrighty, game number 2 here on Oceanborn. As Clem tries to block it. I've seen this move a lot on this map. Dark is the only player that that takes this third. All the others are like, oh, that third is dangerous. Dark's like, no, it's not. Watch me go. Yeah, he's freaking ghost there, man. Doesn't give a crap. The third base could be like on the other side of the map. He doesn't care. He'll take it anyway. He's like, oh, I want a third. If Dark wants a third, he gets a third. All right, that's what he does. If you have a problem with that, send an angry email. Leave a review at the, what's it called? The BBB. The Better Business Bureau. Something like that. The Bureau of Better Business. Oh, that's where people leave reviews in America. They're appealing to the American audience here. I love to see it. Starport on the way. I was kind of hoping to see like a little Punisher move here coming out of Clem. Maybe with some cyclones. And just going bam. Straight across the map having a blast. It's not what Clem is doing though. Clem doesn't like having a blast. He's here to play long macro games. After that last game though, I'd be a little bit confused if I were Clem. Your early game went god-awful. Then your mid game went insanely well. And you made one pretty big blunder by moving out pre-3-3 despite scouting no hive. Oh, there we go. Oh, actually doesn't get it. I thought he was going to get it though, so that's why I got excited. He's going to lose his Reaper, Clem that is. As we have a... Oh, there's going to be a Linguinitis, I believe. Where did I watch this? I watched Dark the other day play this build twice in the best of 3. That was a series against Oliveira, of course. Yeah. The weekly Oliveira show match that they always play. Oh yeah, this build looked pretty terrible as well. I'm gonna be real with you all. Curious to see how that's going to work out, because it looked really, really bad when I was watching him versus Oliveira. Like, because Hellions counter links. This is something that Zergs at some point need to, you know, they need to get used to it. And this is the reality of StarCraft. So Ling Floods. I know this exactly. This is going to be a Nidus network. Last time he put it over here. Right on the edge of creep. It was beautiful. I loved it. This time he's putting it in a natural. I also love that. I love loads of things. I'm a big fan. Big fan of Dark. Okay. Banshee on the way. I mean, this just looks bad all around, doesn't it, for Dark? Like, the freaking Banshee is patrolling in the main. Like, Clem kind of knows what he's up against. He's gonna have 8 cars. If the first Nidus doesn't go down in the main, it's not going to work. Because then the Hellions have time to come back. So the first Nidus needs to be outside here. The first Nidus needs to be outside of the natural. This is a fact. This run by actually, funnily enough, is helping Clem here because it's forcing a lot of the units back. This is the worst thing that could have happened. Now, if Clem falls asleep on his keyboard, that would be awful for him. Even then, I think he'll be fine. And he's not falling asleep on his keyboard. Look at that. Instantly swaps this reactor back on the factory to try and get some more Hellions out. Takes out this Nidus. And it... Yeah. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it, but I think it's fairly over. Now, you could say, why doesn't he stay in? Doesn't look so bad for Dark. Well, he's down in workers against the Terran, who has triple CC, has 2 Banshees already, is getting stim, and didn't lose any of his Hellions. So, all the potential for damage here is on Clem's side, and he's also going to have faster upgrades, better eco, better infrastructure. I think it's a bit of a quick leave, but I understand it. In a way, it kind of feels like, I don't want to say a waste, but I really hate it when I play a sick macro game and then you do some stupid cheese and you fail. And then both of these games are worth the same amount of points, you know? I know that is how it's supposed to be, and that's a good thing as well. Like, I find that fine, but at the same time, it's like, man, you start hitting yourself immediately. Like, man, I wish I wouldn't have done that. It's so silly. It legitimately feels like an insanely bad build order against the high-level Terrans. Like, it's crazy to me because there's a difference between all-ins and cheeses often, and this really is a cheese in the way that if the defending player defends well, they can hold it with almost every single build order. Like, it's extremely reliant on defensive mistakes, while all-ins, very often they punish a certain response. So if you know that someone responds to threat A by doing B, and then you fake threat A and actually go for threat C instead, and they do B, then you might win. Like, that would be an all-in where, you know, there's something, some type of thought behind. You're punishing something that you know your opponent like might do wrong in the build order, in the response, or you're expecting a certain response and you're countering that. Well, with a cheese, it often feels like you're sending it and you pray to the Lord that your opponent falls asleep at the keyboard, you know? It's like closes his eyes, or it's like scratching his eyes, or eating a booger or something. And this is the one thing I did hear about Clem, is that he doesn't eat boogers. He's not a booger eater. This guy always has both of his hands on the mouse and keyboard. Well, one hand on the mouse, the other on the keyboard. Never digging in his nose. That's not what he does. It's not how he rolls, all right? Legendary player for that. Viking on the way out. It's going to be 6 cars. Yeah, that's correct. 6 cars. And then I think we'll see a swap here. Oh. It's going to go up to 8 cars then. Yeah. Viking Lip. You go 8 cars, surely. Viking Lip is an 8-car build. If I've ever seen one. Yeah, there we go. Maybe even 10. I'd love 10 cars. There's only one thing I like more than 8 cars, and that's 10 of them. The Viking is making his rounds. Not really getting much of anything. Stim. Halfway done as well. 2 barracks on the way. God. 2 E-base on the way. Clem has dealt 0 damage so far. Dark has retreated all of his overlords though back to the main base and to the natural, and now getting spores to deal with a potential liberator. He knows it's coming. Clem is a lib player. I didn't know that. Wardy told me about it the other day. He said although Clem is good with Banshees, he's very good with liberators. Like, much better than the other characters. That's his trademark. He also has a wild move, by the way. He's running in here. 11 links still out in total. I have no clue where they are. Oh, they're on the other side of the map. But that's not very useful because they're hitting depots. While Dark, meanwhile, is busy losing drones against these cars. Queen's trying to help out. I mean, they are helping out. It's just not enough, I don't think. Clem is kind of stuck in between all these minerals. And God, this is nice queen movement. Holy crap. It's actually really good queen movement. This Liberator being sieged up into a Spore plus queen. Not quite ideal. As transfuses go down, Hellions are going to get taken out here eventually. As the link spread is beautiful once more. Dark, honestly, this defense was freaking sick. Like, that was insane. He lost 9 drones against 8 unleashed Hellions. Like, that was crazy good drone movement. Brilliant queen defense as well. Like, there was such high-level play. Like 99 out of 100 top Zergs, if we had that many top Zergs, would have just lost the game there straight up. They would have taken like 16, 17 drone losses, and then the game is over. Like, but now we're competitive. Yes, you're down a little bit in supply. Yes, you're down a little bit in upgrades. Sure, we'll be forced into a quick hive build here, or at least that's what it feels like. Maybe an ultra rush of some sort. But you're still in the game. You're still in the game as Dark. Well, he's very much in the game. He's actually floating a bit of cash even. That's how much he is still in the game. He knows he's alive because he has money that he can't spend. 3 hatcheries going down at the same time. That's 900 minerals currently being inactive for Dark. They always say that you need to make your money work for you. And right now, Dark is working for his money. Not the other way around. Infestors on the way. And that kind of explains here that gap in supplies. I mean, these 900 minerals that have just been invested into things that are not paying off until 30, 40, 50 seconds from now. More like a minute and a half maybe even. One of these might even get taken out here. Good target fire. Well, okay, never mind. I'm not even going to say it. I was going to say good target fire on the hatchery, but if you start complementing Terrans for right-clicking a hatchery, then we've really lost the plot. I apologize. I should not have said that. I shouldn't even have thought it. If there was a thought police, I would understand if they arrested me for that. I would appreciate it even. People who compliment Terrans on right-clicking a hatchery, they should be in prison. That's all I'm saying, alright? They shouldn't be coming out anytime soon. They should not. I'm willing to bite the bullet on that. Alright. Double drop here, heading towards the bottom side. Clem's still in a good position, obviously. Especially after targeting down that hatchery. Good genius Terran that he is. God, love to see it. Draining claws as well on the way. 3 more barracks. I mean, if you compare this game to the first game, like the position that Clem is in right now is even better, I think, than the position he was in game number 1. After Dark threw it. Infestors trying to... Man, Clem just has balls of steel. He's just standing there, not afraid of fungus. Oh, he wasn't afraid of fungus because there's no energy. I was like, man, that's crazy. How confident is this guy in his splitting within a millisecond while also playing on ping? But then I realized that these infestors didn't actually have the energy, so... Clem can just count. Doesn't have confidence in its splits. He's capable of basic addition. I'd love to see it. Viper's now on the way as... Dark is good at comebacks, and he's going to need a very special comeback here. He's in a god-awful position. Really just terrible stuff for him. Truly. Truly terrible stuff. 3rd Evo chamber now being built. It's an interesting position as well. I'm not entirely sure why it's over here, but I appreciate that. For sure. Mind burrowing. More mines burrowing. These Marines are taking out them tumors. Here comes a big fungal on top of the Marines, as a lot of links are gonna end up falling. Ay. Dark actually taking some good fights here. Also keeping his supply up high. Here comes a double drop in towards the natural. No army split quite yet, so we're seeing a full F2A move. Moving towards the left side. Clem should just going to stand there and fight a little bit. No +2 carapace. We'll need to pick up soon. There we go. Continues dropping in forward, by the way, rather than moving away. That is kind of interesting here. Oh, parasitic bomb coming out as well. 2 parasitic bombs. That means that both of these will die. Creep being denied at a high pace. Mine's not quite connecting yet. 3-3 already on the way for Clem, while 2-2 isn't even done yet here for Dark. Mine's not properly split. Marauders joining in the fray as well. Oh, this could be a gnarly little engagement. It won't be. The mines don't get connections. 5th base already ready. Set ready to mine. Planetary just morphing now. It's going to take another 30 seconds or so. And Dark is doing much better than I think he would. Than I thought he would. And then I think he should. Clem doesn't stop though. It doesn't stop for no one. 3 ghosts extra on the way here. It's going to bring the ghost count up to 6. Mine count still at 9 as well. Sensor towers providing a lot of vision here. Would love to see one vision tower over here. A little bit further forward. As the 6th base now is being landed. Clem has control of the map. Clem is in control of this game. Clem is in control of where the fights are going to be. He gets to decide all of that by himself. Dark now tries to make one of these decisions. That could cost him. He's losing a couple of creep tumors here. That sucks. It's not the end of the world. There's a bunch of Banes here being taken out. We get a boost on these medevacs. Gonna drop in towards the main base. No. Runs away. Afraid of the Vipers. No. Goes in. Should have been afraid of the Vipers. You clown. I was gonna pull them in with a duck. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. This is a good location though. So even though he lost 16 Marines there, it created a lot of space for him to set up this push. That's also important. Fungal, connect just a couple of units. It's actually not that much supply here, it feels like. It's like 7 Marines and 3.5 Ghosts. Seen scarier pushes in my time. This is tiny. Honestly. He really hates that particular patch of creep. Try to EMP it. Good attempt, buddy. He has very little army supply here. It feels like it at least. Look at this army is small, tiny. Tiny little army. How's that gonna fight, Clem? Ooh! Noise pickup. Very noise. Mine shot, terrible. As all mine shots tend to be against Dark. There's still 2 mines here on the bottom side though. Dark now moving off creep. That could carry a little bit of risk. That does carry a little bit of risk. Scanning forward. Man, these Marines, they're not afraid of nothing. Maybe they should be. Fungal hits 1 Ghost. Ghost hits his EMP on the other Infestor though. So there's going to be a single Fungal. Here come Mine Shots. Perhaps some good ones now. No, no. No? 4 Mine Shots. Oh, god awful. Bailing's moving forward. There's a lot of units all of a sudden though. It's only losing a couple of these SCVs. 3-3 upgrades here against 2-2. Clem wins this fight. Cost efficient for a Dark still. They're somewhat cost efficient. He's just down in bases, is he? I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Against 6. Even in bases. That's good for Terran though. I suppose the Rich Vespine Geyser, extra orbitals already being added in. I love this situation here for Clem. I'd give this 4 out of 5 stars for him. And that's unheard of. Drilling Claw's man now moving in forward. A 7th base being taken for the king. French king. No lips in this army. I mean, they are out on the map, just not in this army. It splits on the medevacs. Here we go, moving back. Mines don't get connections. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy how little damage these mines deal. Yet Clem still winning these fights. Or seemingly winning these fights. Oh, maybe not anymore. Can Banelings connect? Mine shots? Decent. Still not great as the cloak saves 2 of these ghosts. Dark is rapidly losing units. Clem is just so aggressive here in these fights. It's mental to me. Once again, mine hits just not... I don't understand. Sometimes you don't even see Dark micro, but he just knows that the mines aren't going to connect. Neither are these Banes though. 3-3 still not done here for Dark. It's the trades are just not going well here for our Korean Zerg player. They're going god-awful here for our Korean Zerg player. That's not what you want. Gold now being saturated as well. And now we're just waiting for Clem to go for that final push. He's building 5 lips at the same time. That's a lot of lips. Ben Shapiro's nightmare. How's he gonna destroy all of these with facts and logic? He doesn't know yet. Dark doesn't know it yet either. One medevac out only though. Probably want to get a couple of medevacs out as well. Burrow on the way. The army comp is weak though. Kind of like that for a second Clem is just taking it slow. He's like, hey, wait a second. I'm actually in a really sick spot. What if I should just sit back and relax? It's gonna double advanced ballistics this spot. This is a gnarly location. He also used that against me in the series he played against me in Home Story Cup. Freaking sick spot, honestly. And you're gonna need either Viper or Corruptor to deal with it. And at the same time, it's gonna start pushing forward. Yeah, that's a lot of energy that your opponent is forced into using on this. Maybe abduct instead? Then you can fly away, can't you? At the same time, you have a fight over here. Mine's not in position. Liberator dealing some damage, dealing quite a bit of damage. Marine's dealing a lot of damage. Feels like Clem is winning this fight. Oh, sorry, it seems like Dark is winning this fight, but Clem is winning the war. He just has more units every single time, and Dark now running out of cash. That means it's looking worse and worse here for our Zerg player. He's desperately trying to mine the gold base. It's 1900 gas in the bank. Just needs some minerals, but ain't getting it. GG's gonna get called here. Dark doesn't feel it anymore, and I truly understand that. Both games leaving much earlier than he usually does, but Clem was in a phenomenal lead here, for sure, for sure, for sure. That's going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.